something I always like to keep in mind. I'm not really a competitive player these days like I used to be, and that's why I'm now here behind the desk instead of performing for you all today. But now we're finally going to jump in. YoseFu back on that Simon, and Ricardo on a Captain Falcon here. This is going to be a close quarters matchup a majority of the fight.
Exactly. What we've seen from YoseFu as his Simon, a lot of projectiles were used, and he used those projectiles both on the ledge and in the ground, on the middle ground game. So those projectiles are going to be really the big key for him to take this match. Right now, Ricardo's keeping up the pressure right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Ricardo's putting down the pressure, and that may be because they know YoseFu's playstyle. It is rather predictable once you figure it out. All YoseFu looks to do is throw you off the map and spam projectiles until you can't come back. And right now, we see Ricardo able to make their way out of that. A great Falcon kick, trying to break that shield, but now they put themselves off map. Again, YoseFu goes down, going to use that up B to get aggressive, and it is going to be projectile city here, folks. For the next 7 minutes or until these stocks are gone, YoseFu is not going to let go of that B button. The first stock finally coming through. YoseFu able to take out Ricardo, putting themselves in the lead. And just as the lead comes in, it looks like it might be taking away Ricardo off the map, trying to find it. Going to be able to do so. We're already back to that 2-2.
Exactly, and I'll tell you what, Simon did a tremendous job keeping guard on the ledge and not giving a chance for Ricardo to recover. But as soon as Ricardo just recovered, it was just a quick get to work. He was at 88%, so just get a quick 2 hits on him, get him off the map, and then now it's a pretty close game as we see.
Yeah, absolutely close indeed. I mean, we're looking at 2% apart for the moment, but YoseFu able to make that a little bit higher, getting that aggression there. And again, projectile city here, trying to find Ricardo off the ledge of the map and keep him down. Captain Falcon has a decent aerial game and can play off map for a decent while, but until we get to that point, they're really going to struggle to find the value they're looking for. Now Ricardo really going to have to get up close and personal, because Captain Falcon great at close quarters, but they've really got to get in there. They're not going to be able to do anything against this projectile spam.
Exactly. Those projectiles are going to be the key to keep Captain Falcon away from him. But once Captain Falcon gets close to you, it's not gonna be pretty for YoseFu. But right now, YoseFu's doing a pretty good job keeping him away, as we just saw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Him throw away him.
Yeah, there goes another stock. Once again, YoseFu able to keep themselves up in the lead. And now Ricardo, you know, this is definitely still a winnable position. 5 minutes, but you've really got to get in past that hyper-aggressive projectile wall. We see that Ricardo is really struggling up against this Simon because, like we said, Captain Falcon, all about close quarters. All of his moves up close and personal, but YoseFu goes for the recovery facing the wrong way, and that spells disaster. That entire stock now down the drain, but it looks like it's not going to matter. A JV2 coming through from YoseFu, and it's going to be Ricardo losing that first matchup, but that was the closest we've seen in, I feel, a very long time.
Exactly. I was really impressed. It was definitely a really close game between both of them. The key was to try to keep Captain Falcon away from him, and Simon did a pretty well job right there, as we saw from that last stock, getting him with the air game, and then just projectile city, as you called it. It was, that's all it was. But then once Captain Falcon got towards you, it was going to be pretty close.
Yeah, Ricardo definitely had moments to shine there, but of course, Captain Falcon versus one of the Belmonts, Captain Falcon's just immediately the underdog. Any character that requires hitting face-to-face shots in that close combat style, they're gonna struggle against a projectile player. No matter it be Link, Young Link, Simon, you know, Richter, it could be any of these players that just, if they're based on projectiles, unless Captain Falcon's in their face 100% of the time, they're really going to struggle. And we saw YoseFu, sorry, I apologize on that pronunciation there, but we saw they kind of started to predict the way Ricardo was going to play, and they started to use the projectiles against him even more than he already was.
Exactly. And then the projectile game, going back to that, once you get Ricardo off map, Captain Falcon doesn't have the best recovery. It's average at best, so he doesn't get quite the high recovery rate as he can, trying to get up to the ledge. So we saw in his first stock only getting down, couldn't even recover there. So this is gonna be an interesting matchup. Hopefully, not YoseFu, Ricardo controls the middle ground.
Yeah, I kind of think that we need to see that as well. Ricardo was definitely falling into the trap of YoseFu constantly baiting them off to the side of the stage and then throwing them off and spamming those projectiles. But if Ricardo can kind of keep that in mind, maybe shield a little bit more as well. I feel like especially as Captain Falcon, you need to be playing shields as much as you can, utilizing them to take as little amount of damage so then you can kind of tank forward and find eliminations. But it looks like we're going to see that same matchup again. It's going to be Simon versus Captain Falcon, and Ricardo, I mean, taking this one to the grave.
Exactly. We didn't see a lot of defense this last matchup, so hopefully we see Ricardo block more, as you said, and then even use some dodges. We didn't quite see too many dodges there, so I can't wait to see what both players do quite frankly, on defense.
Yeah, Ricardo now keeping himself in mid-stage here, but immediately going to try to find YoseFu. Tries to find it facing the right way. Great up B there. Great up special, able to land that grab. And I mean, already a very early lead for Ricardo, but here comes Simon with that spam once again, and this can be turned around in the blink of an eye.
Exactly. Ricardo just came out whipping like crazy. And now YoseFu's really trying to make this an even match. And a nice...
Oh!
Wow. That was crazy.
Yeah. Just a great combo coming out there. It goes from an even match to an early lead for YoseFu. Not even a minute off the clock yet, and a stock and a half down the drain here for Ricardo. And now, I said it earlier that we needed to see more shielding from Ricardo, but instead, we're seeing way more shielding from YoseFu, and that actually saved their life not once, but twice, and a perfect Falcon knee there is going to come through, and the flying knee able to find the shot onto YoseFu. Not exactly tie things up, still a 50% difference here.
Exactly, and you know, Ricardo, once he responds, he's really good at trying to get his opponent just KO'd him, but just right when he responds. But we saw him really go aggressive at the beginning, and then ever since like that one hit from YoseFu, we really haven't seen that same aggression. So Ricardo just needs to keep that same level of aggression and not slow down.
Yeah, once again, looking for that knee adjust just off the side of the stage. You know, if it worked once, absolutely try it again. We see Ricardo now playing that mid-stage so much more. A huge difference in play style here. Not only that, but this has been much closer than we saw originally. The dash attack knocks out of the combo preparation there, and now we are 7% away from a tied matchup. It really does not get any closer than this in a game of Smash. The Holy Water comes through, and oh, it looks like they may have fast fallen. Ricardo sends the stock down the drain. Talk about unfortunate. He looks for the knee adjusts again, but the hitbox just not coming through in favor. Goes for the up special, trying to find YoseFu off the map, but the chain able to whip themselves back up into shape, and now desperately trying to get themselves away from this ledge, because this is where Simon really starts to shine. It's going to be projectiles over and over. The Falcon kick, we see Ricardo relying on this maybe a little bit too much. They've used it quite a few times as an entryway, and YoseFu's only going to fall for that so many times. Now looking for the dash attack after dash attack, just barely able to make it back, but oh! Ricardo able to find the elimination. An absolutely flawless setup there. We are now, again, this could not be any closer. 1-to-1 stock. Ricardo absolutely looking for a game 3.
Oh my goodness, this is really, really even right now. And I'll tell you what, Ricardo's now keeping up that aggression I was just talking about. One thing I would like to see, I want to see a Falcon Punch. I haven't seen that yet. I want to see a Falcon Punch to end it.
I think maybe in a game 3, but making a Falcon Punch here, one of the largest moves to leave you open and vulnerable if it goes wrong. I feel like Ricardo, as entertaining as that would be, that might be a throw down the drain there. We see YoseFu now really starting to panic. 115, Ricardo only 35, and unless they fastball here, I mean, they really went after that final elimination. But now here come the projectiles, one after the other. We've seen this set up 100 times. YoseFu, but no! The Holy Water into Falcon kick off stage. Ricardo with the misread coming through. The Holy Water knocks Ricardo back a little bit too far in the ledge, just out of a hero's grasp there. That's going to be a 2-0 victory for YoseFu, and Ricardo just could not have fought harder. Let's watch this again. Goes for the up. The Holy Water knocks him back, so the Falcon kick sends him off stage. What should have been a final blow from Ricardo ends up being a final blow for himself.
YoseFu's down special really just threw him off right there. Ricardo, if he didn't get hit by that, he would have landed it, possibly could have ended the game right there. But it was just that lucky bounce from Holy Water that just was the demise for Ricardo. But
talk about unfortunate.
I gotta say, Ricardo just came out swinging this one. I was quite impressed. And really, the only thing that he had against him was just the mistakes. Like like those last 2 SDs were just mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. The fast fall early on lost that second stock, and well, 92%, you know, Captain Falcon doesn't tend to live much longer than that, but, you know, there still could have been that extra credit, that extra damage in there, and I mean, I can't even blame Ricardo for this Holy Water, because he could have never known something like